Hey, glad you made it. We're going to take a look at Olympiad 1, problem number 2. This is a really hard problem. Only 8% of the students who tried it got it correct. So let's break it down into pieces and try to solve it as some smaller problems. So it says we have 4 3-cent stamps, and we have 3 5-cent stamps. Using one or more, how many different amounts of postage so we might want to just make a little picture here. 3-cent, 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 that's 1, 2, 3. We have 4 of those, and we have 3 5-cents. So if we think of this, yeah, they're stamps, but we can think of them almost as coins. We can think of them as anything we want. We want to know how many amounts we can get. Well, let's just start it with only 3 cents. Let's just start that way, because that's a simple problem. Well, with one stamp, you could have 3. With 2 stamps, you could have 3 plus 3, which would be 6. And with 3 stamps, you would have 9. And with 4, you probably already guessed it, you would have 12. Now it's not asking us for what the amounts are, it's just saying how many amounts. So that's 4 amounts. That's not so bad. The 5-cent will be even easier. And you may notice that sometimes you're going to start things left to right, and that's probably a bad habit because we want to start easier and work our way to harder if we can. So let's take a look at the 5-cent. You could have 1, which would be 5. You could have 2 of them. Oh yeah, this is way easier, which would be 10. Or 3 of them, which would be 15. Now again, we're not interested in necessarily what the amounts are. Let's just take a look. Are any of the amounts the same? And in this case, they're not the same. In fact, they couldn't be, because these are multiples of 3, and these are multiples of 5. And 3 and 5 have common multiples, but we would need to go out to 15 to get one, and the 3 cents don't do that. So let's go over here and say, okay, we've got 3. We've got 4 from 3 cents and 3 from 5 cents. Now, what if we looked at our 3 cents, all of them, with a single 5-cent? So we would start with 3, 6, 9, and 12, and we would add 5 cents, 5-cent stamp to each. That would give us 4 ways, 4 different amounts. And let's just check out what those amounts are. 8, 11, 9 and 5 is 14, 12 and 5 is 17. 4 amounts. None of them overlap. All of these are new amounts. And we could say, I could speculate and guess that all of the 3 cents with 2 5-cents would also be 4. I'm going to guess that that would be 4. And I could check it. I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, all of my 3 cents. And I'm just going to add 10 to them this time. And that's going to give me 13, 16, 19, and 22. And all of those are new as well. Now I could look at this and say, okay, that was with 2 5-cents. The third 5-cent option is probably just going to be 4 more. And again, that's easy to check. I could just write down 3, 6, 9, 12 plus 15. And 3 and 15 is 18. None of these are going to overlap. I don't have to go through all that work. So I could say, okay, looking at this, I've got 3 ways with just 5 cents, 4 ways with just 3 cents. I've got 4 ways with all of my 3-cent and a 5-cent, 4 ways with all of my 3 cents and 2 5 cents, and 4 ways with all of my 3 cents and 3 5s. This is every possibility that without repeating. So that would be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fours, which is 16, and 3, 19 amounts. And I'm done. Now, you might have considered picking a much harder way to solve this problem by making a combination tree. If you had done that, you'd have to eliminate all of the possibilities that are the same. So for example, if you had a 3 cent, a 5 cent, and a 5 cent, and a 3 cent, a 5 cent, and a 3 cent, and a 3 cent, a 3 cent, and a 5 cent, the last two are identical, so you'd have to keep just one of them. That's a much harder way to keep track of things. In this case, we can see that we've got every possibility. We did it in an orderly way. We broke the problem into smaller problems that made a little more sense, and we didn't go crazy using fancy techniques that would confuse us. So this is a pretty good job. So in total, 19 amounts.